Jen.
So welcome everybody to this week's Zoom video conference. I don't know if you guys have slept since the announcement, but I'm so excited. I can't even see straight. This is just like completely crazy. Could not come at a better time. I mean, obviously they timed it for the holidays, but Sue and I have been working on this and created our own holiday package and put it on our website a few weeks ago.
And LinkedIn.
And then now the company created this. It's like it was a gift for us for Christmas.
Yeah, so if they'd have done this a month ago, they would have saved us a lot of trouble.
Yeah. And a lot of calculation, because we had to do a lot of calculation and that took some time. But anyways, so the holiday bundle, I think, is absolutely the coolest thing that Send Out Cards has done. I think I can safely say in my 6 years in Send Out Cards. This holiday bundle, genius.
I think the whole first impressions thing is genius. This ups the ante a little bit.
But,
so it was Wednesday morning, wasn't it, when they announced it, or Wednesday night, whatever.
Tuesday night.
Well, Wednesday morning I went to my BNI at 7, and I didn't take my phone with me. When I got back, I had this text from Tracy from like 5 a.m. And it
was not 5 a.m.
It said, "I did not sleep all night. This is so exciting." And I'm going, what? Because I missed it. You know, I was doing BNI. And so I got on WhatsApp and somebody had posted it. And so me being the detail person that I am, I'm going, okay, well, how does this work? Because we've got this bundle. So if you have this, do you get the bundle, and do you get this in it and that and everything? And Tracy's just going, I don't care. It's all cool. And so that's why we make such a good team, because I'm the detail person. She's the big picture person. So the big picture person is totally satisfied right now. The detail person is getting there. But I listened to Casey's call last night. Anybody else listen to Casey last night?
Yep.
So he talked about this a little bit, and Vanessa was on there, and both of them said, don't sweat the details, just sell the package. Because Vanessa assured us that the marketing team is working diligently on how to create a smooth transition for people who buy the holiday package, and then to transition into using the other features
First impressions
without too much trouble. They didn't say how they're going to do it, which again bothers me, but they have a plan. So if Casey said, I have a plan and it's going to happen, I would pause a little bit. But since Vanessa said it, I totally believe it's going to happen.
Well, don't you think that when you download or you purchase the holiday, you get that campaign in, and then you get first impressions campaign in also, as well as a brand manager and the fonts, all the one big package?
Yeah, you get all that. What you don't get is, you don't get the font. You get one signature.
I thought you had 4 signatures.
No, you get one single signature, no handwriting font. I think at some point they're going to have to create a bundle that's going to allow us to not have to sell the marketing bundle to these people that have purchased the holiday bundle. Or they're going to have to offer a full handwriting font in this holiday bundle. And then for business owners who come in and want to use it, but they shouldn't have to buy that whole marketing bundle, because it's going to come with some of the things they already have. So I believe at some point they're going to have a holiday bundle add-on that's going to be for business owners that want to come in, or there's going to have to be a holiday campaign package you can add to a marketing bundle. One of the two.
Yeah, well, they made it sound like it was going to be easy and seamless for someone with the holiday bundle to have a marketing bundle. It seems to me, I mean, the only thing that's missing is the handwriting font package and the MRM training.
Right.
So it would be that would be $150, $148 actually, to add those on, which I'm sure they'll do. Maybe they'll do it at a discounted price. Mm-hmm. But that's, Vanessa said not to worry. We're on top of it. We won't roll out until January how you turn these customers into regular users, but then in January, we'll really focus on that.
Yeah, I did catch that.
Mhm.
Amanda's here.
Hey, Amanda.
And Jackie's texting me. She's trying to call in because she's driving. And I sent her the info, but neglected to send her the meeting ID number. So she.
I'll make
Amanda's
sure.
here.
Wave, Amanda. Hi, say hi.
Hi,
I think she brought supper.
my sweet staff still knew I was there and ran it out to me in the car.
Oh, that
that's
was
so
nice.
sweet. Awesome.
Yep, she brought supper.
So before we get into, Sue's going to talk to us a little bit about BNI and how she's using her BNI group to grow her business. But before we get into that, bless you, Amanda. Has anyone sponsored anybody new this week? Or sold any marketing bundles or gotten
I
a
sold a personal bundle.
Awesome.
Yay, good
Very
job,
good,
Woody.
Woody.
Point. I got a point on the
One
board.
point.
Yay, you're on the board. Slow and steady wins the race, my
We're
friend.
going to have to get off the maracas for that.
Right? Yeah, we don't have our sombreros and maracas on.
Mary has a whole
We're slacking.
bag full of that stuff, but
Yeah.
we're cool with that.
So,
I do have a quick question though.
Yeah.
Just is real fast. I've been sharing the app, and to a person, and I'm not exaggerating, but to a person, I have not been able to get anyone. They're all interested in the app. They want the app. They got it. But to a person, I have not been able to schedule an appointment either before I send it or as I'm sending it or after I've sent it. Everyone to a person has said, just let me look at the video and tutorial. One person even pulled the millennial crap on me. I hope there's a millennial listening because I don't like getting pigeonholed. I don't like anybody pigeonholed, you or anybody, millennials. And said, millennials like to do things ourselves. And I went, you're talking to the original do-it-yourself. I've been doing it myself since I was 2 years old, right? But I was
millennials
quiet.
needing to wipe their
And
own
then
behinds.
3 or 4 people down the line, all ages, said the same thing. Just let me watch the video, and then we'll get together after I watch the video, which is going against the training that we've been
Mhm.
given as.
And have any of them gotten together? Obviously not after watching the video.
No, one person said, I got it. I'm going to be using it. And the other person said, I will get it. And she's in the same office with a customer right now. So she'll probably get around to doing it. The other people have not returned my calls.
Yeah, I guess if they're going to do it, then who cares if you meet with them or not? But I would definitely show them how to share the app.
Yeah. Oh, that brings up one more question. So I just want to know, my question is, anybody else run into that? Thanks for the app. I don't have time to make an appointment right now. Is there a tutorial? That's basically what they say.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a really good tutorial.
Yeah. I really am a slow adopter to the whole sharing the app thing. I think it's a great tool. I think for the right person, it's a great approach. For me, myself, because my focus has always been showing business owners,
Right.
it's just a little more hands-on. Business owners want a little more detail than just, hey, have you got the send out cards app? Now, I will say that if I meet with someone, I say to them, would it be more convenient for you to send cards from your phone or from a laptop or desktop? What I've run into thus far has been everyone wants to do it from their computer. Now I haven't shown it. The gal that joined us last week, Taylor Craig, she's just a customer. She's running her dad's system. He's a car salesman. She's my daughter's age. She's 23. So there's a millennial that doesn't want to use her iPhone. And she said she uses her iPhone for everything, but she feels like in the card making process, it is more, it's
Easier.
just easier to use the computer, and more tools are available to you that way.
Yep.
And so she wants to be able to use her computer. Now, I will say this, for our personal business, for ProTent, I can have all the campaigns I want loaded into our account. And what makes the new app so handy is that now Darby can then go from his iPhone at whatever location he's at. If he wants to send a campaign to a customer, he can do so from his iPhone.
That's
So
what I like to do.
that
Yeah.
part of it is convenient, just like Dave Potter, the tree guy. So you've got Darby, who's a window tinner. Service-oriented businesses who travel to their clients, this is going to be more convenient for them. But those campaigns still have to be created on a computer. So, and I still feel like, for myself personally, I probably won't adopt the whole pushing the app thing, unless it was a young person that saw me on a vacation somewhere and saw me using it, or I saw them taking a picture. I might say to them, "Do you want to send that, in a card to,
Yeah, I
or
got you.
something like that." But for me, I'm not just randomly sending a text to people.
Yeah, I don't find that helpful either. And it may
No,
be.
well, these are BNI meetings, Sue, like you go to.
Yeah.
And
Well, and I have yet to do an app walkthrough where I haven't had to call customer service to help me finish it. I don't know why, but for some reason there ends up being a technical glitch every single time I show it. So I'm really hesitant to show it because if there's a technical glitch, then they're done. I'm never going to get that customer back. And I don't get technical glitches when I show them on my computer. So that's how I prefer to do it. Then what I like to do is make, if I can get an appointment, I'll show them how to make the card on the computer and then show them how to send it from the app. Because I think if you're a business person, that's how you're more likely to do it. But I'm like Tracy, I'll usually ask them first, what do you use? And if somebody says, well, I use my phone or my tablet, and that's pretty much it, well, then I would do it there. But I haven't had a lot of luck with that so far.
mm-hmm.
I know in the last few weeks, somebody posted about this on the official send out card page. I don't know if Jordan did or if Jordan responded, but it was that question because that person hadn't had any luck with sharing the app. And if he had shared it, no one was opening it. No one was actually downloading and opening it. And even Jordan said his best bet is still doing a walkthrough, getting hands-on. And really, that's where we're making the connection. We're not making the connection of them personally.
Yeah.
We get to know that when we're just sharing it over technology.
And I'm also very unlikely to just randomly text somebody.
Oh, I don't do that. These are all people that ask for it.
Yeah.
And the thing is, they are out of town. They're not even. They're not close.
I'm not.
Right,
trying
so
to
we-
let
Oh,
you
if they
go.
were in town, if they were like in the next, within 15, 20 minutes of driving, these are all people that are hour and a half away.
Right.
So it's a mobile presentation.
Yeah.
And
And that's hard because unless you can screen share, I tried to screen share
I know.
on Wednesday and
Sue had God bless this guy and
was
his
the
patience
worst.
level.
it was supposed to be a 30-minute Zoom and it ended up being 2 hours. And I couldn't see him on the screen. He could only see me. We had problems with the app. We had problems with the website. That's when they were loading.
It was Wednesday morning, and so I think it was, remember, Steve, we couldn't even get on our website early in the morning, and so I think it was still just hectic.
And after 2 hours, I thought he was going to say, yeah, thanks anyway. I never want to talk to you again. But actually, he said, I'm kind of interested in being a distributor. Let me look at this and call me next week.
Because you can't say
I was
the
so
wrong
shocked.
thing to the right person, and you can't
No,
say
you
the
can't.
right thing to the wrong person. So I love it. Well, so I know that probably didn't really answer your question the way you wanted, Woody, but
All we can say is you're not alone.
yeah, you're not alone.
Yeah, okay.
No,
That's
I
all I
mean-
wanted to know. So yeah, I'm not
Yeah.
alone. That's
Just, the way I see it, maybe you could email them the holiday bundle info, because that might spark some interest and that might give them a sense of urgency? Hey, let's get
Oh,
your
yeah.
holiday cards out.
I'm continuing to follow up.
Yeah.
I have a follow-up system set up on a sheet, Google sheet, so I'm doing
Cool.
that.
Okay, good.
Awesome.
Well, thanks for telling me I'm not alone, and we're all sharing the same thing. Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Big time. Sue, do you want to share with us kind of what
Yeah.
you do at BNI each week and
I just,
what's been working for you?
I just joined BNI. I've only been to 3 meetings so far, and actually 4 was this week. And you guys, Woody, you're in BNI, you said.
Yep.
Anybody else?
Mm-hmm.
You know, I've heard from Jordan all these years, do BNI. What finally convinced me is I called Jenny Potter after convention, and because she lives in a remote area, and so do we. And I said, Jenny, how do you meet all these people? You're signing people up like crazy. And she said, I drive 2 hours each way to go to BNI.
Wow.
And she drives an hour and a half each way to go to some other networking meeting that she does. And she said, that's really where they all come from. And she said, I don't care what it takes you. I don't care how much money it is. I don't care how much time it is. Join BNI. So I did. And the very first week I was there was the photographer that signed up with marketing bundles thinking about being a distributor. I actually invited him on this call, but he couldn't make it. He was my first one. And then I'm meeting with a lawyer tomorrow to do his business or his Christmas cards. And the second one I signed up actually wasn't from BNI, but I've got pretty much 3 or 4 people from BNI who, you know, have said, hey, we need to talk in the near future because I want to do what you're doing. And it didn't hurt that the photographer gave me an amazing testimonial. I mean, he just kept raving about how he was customizing these cards. But I went to BNI training this week, and they talk about how to do your 1-minute presentation. And they said to make it very specific. If you use the word anyone, as in anyone who owns a business, you don't want to say that. You want to ask for very specific things. So I'll just give you an example of what I did this week. I have it here. I said, how many of you, raise your hand, received birthday cards on your last birthday in the mail? And about half of them did, and half of them didn't. And I said, well, that's great. I said, think about people who maybe don't have the same family and connections you have, maybe people who are elderly, or people who are single parents at home, and they may not get a birthday card. And think about your insurance agent who makes a commission every month insuring your life. Shouldn't that insurance agent possibly be celebrating your life? And so I showed him, I actually had some birthday cards that my agent has sent me over the years. I said, my agent has sent me a card every year for the last 30 years since I cards. He doesn't have to spend a lot of time doing it. So he actually calls me on my birthday also and wishes me a happy birthday. And I passed around the cards from my agent. And I said, a good referral for me this week would be insurance agents. And they don't have to be local because I can teleconference any place. And so that was my talk. It was a minute. But it was very specific. What?
She's getting my birthday. 'Cause
Oh, she's getting her birthday.
I told her I got my
that's
first
right.
birthday card in the mail today.
Oh yeah, that's right. Your birthday's next week.
I don't do
So, and then the week before that, I talked about. We did a blog on holiday cards on our website, gainreferrals.net, and so I actually.
That's gainreferrals.net.
Yeah.
Very cute little website.
Yes.
Everybody go check it out.
So we did a blog about how to do holiday cards delivery, and I printed off the blog and took it to my BNI and talked about that a little bit. I didn't even advertise our service at all. I just talked about the right way to do cards. And so that's, my plan is to continue going with a specific customer in mind, and telling a story about how that customer would use the system, and then asking for that customer, insurance agent, realtor, whatever. So the more stories I can gather, the easier it's going to be to do BNI. But it's been great so far.
Yeah.
What I love is that she's telling people that the insurance agent or whoever she's asking for as a referral that week, she's telling them it doesn't have to be somebody local. So, you know, if their cousin in Michigan is an insurance agent, then that's opening their mind up that they're starting to think of business owners and salespeople that know outside of their BNI group, outside of our community, outside of our state, that could possibly need this service. Well, what that does is it starts presetting their mind then that, oh, I shouldn't just be a customer if I'm going to use this service. I should be a distributor, because then those people I know other places would be my customers. So she's kind of opening a door there without even realizing it, creating a mindset in these people that they're going to start thinking of people and broadening her.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Well, and the reason I targeted insurance agents this week is because last week, the insurance agent in our group has used send out cards before, but isn't using it now, and said, I really need to get started again. And so I thought, well, I'm going to target him. And then next week, I'm going to target the holiday cards, because I'm doing the holiday cards for the lawyer in the group. So, you know, he'll be able to give me a testimonial. And so whoever gives me, and the plumber in the group said he wants to talk to me. So the week after that, I may target plumbers.
Yeah.
So, thank you, Sue. That
Yeah.
was awesome. So even if you're not in a BNI group, get yourself to some networking events in your community. Steve's got a great presentation coming up with the Realtors group. So, you know, taking advantage of the opportunities that are available in his community and the relationships that he's built with other people in the professional world. So that's going to be an awesome opportunity. So hopefully next week we'll be able to get Steve to talk about that experience. Before we wrap up, this week's challenge is to personalize and send yourselves the holiday bundle cards
Already
so
done.
that you have them as a sample.
Challenge done.
Yay!
Next,
Girl. Amanda's done eating supper now.
as soon as I saw him in the phone, I did it.
Yeah, so 2 weeks ago, the whole video is me eating chips and salsa.
Yeah, sorry. So that's this week's challenge. Send yourselves the holiday cards, personalize them. I did ours. I did 3. I did them from ProTent's perspective. One of them I did just as Darby and I, and then the rest I included family pictures in. And I did a different picture and a different take and wording in all 3, because I have 2 great presentations coming up next week. And then the other part of the challenge, this is the 2-part challenge this week, is to approach a business or a salesperson, maybe somebody, preferably somebody you have a very good relationship with, possibly somebody who's received cards from in the past, but approach them about the holiday bundle and showing them how they can simplify sending their clients or even employees. Maybe it's a large employer and you want them to reach out to their employees.
So what I did today is, you know how Jordan always says, share good news, and the holiday bundle is definitely good news. So I sent emails to people who I maybe showed the system to, but they hadn't made a decision or hadn't got back to me. And I sent emails to several people saying, the system that you looked at, the package that you looked at, it now will include this. Because if you have the if you get the marketing bundle, the way I understand it, you also have the first impressions kit, which also includes the holiday cards. So,
well, the holiday cards include the first impressions kit.
I know the new marketing bundle I signed up last week.
Yeah.
He has the holiday cards in his system. So I think it all goes together. But anyway, I did get somebody to reply who hadn't been replying to me for weeks, so that was a good thing. It wasn't a positive reply, but at least it was a reply.
Oh, she
Yeah.
did. So, does anybody else have anything exciting they want to share? Help they need with something?
Steve,
Yes, Steve, I will.
Steve, you had a session with Jordan last week.
Unmute yourself, bud. Steve suggested that if you're not talking to mute yourself so we don't get background noise.
This is a great call, and I appreciate what everyone's saying. Before I tell you about what Jordan told me, which the difference in a weekly training call and a coaching call is
Butt kicking?
well, when you have a coaching call with the top income owner, you pretty much come out. He chews on your rear. I'm just thinking it was rather uncomfortable. So anyway, one thing I was wanting to just go back real quick, and I'm not going to try to run this over, but I'd like to just speak to what Woody was saying about sending out the app or sending out the link and people just bowing up in the middle. What I've done, and I think it comes down to posture, is when people say, well, just send me the link or just send me the info. I don't do it that way. I just tell people, listen, I don't do business like that. And I just take it away from them. And the takeaway will cause people to say, oh, okay, well, let's do it your way. Or they'll just leave. Because you're in control. I was always taught that if you approach it as you're the guy with the gold, and we have the golden egg here. We have the golden goose that lays the golden eggs. So we're in control of the whole process. And I always like to use if I would you. So, hey, Woody, if I send you over a link to an app to download, would you download it and call me back? You want me to just send you information? No, it's not what I asked you, So I always do the kind of a play ball. If I would you. So if I do something, would you do it? And if they don't agree to it, then that's fine. I just take it away. Because there's plenty other people out there. And I know that's frustrating. But I've found that when you begin to posture yourself like that, you actually attract more people back to you. And it turns the chase mode into you're being chased instead of you being the hunter. Anyway, that was just a little tip there that seems to work for me because I've tested it. I've tried the whole texting and sending out the link, and out of 10 people that I say, hey, what phone you got? I got an iPhone. And then I send over the link. Do you have the Send Out Cards app on your phone? No. And I send them the link. Almost 10 out of 10 disappear. Yeah. But if I say, hey, do you have the Send Out Cards app on your phone? They say no. And I'll say, call me.
Right.
And they call me on the phone. I say, hey, I need 15 minutes to show you this app. You got 15 minutes now, or you want to do it later? If they say now, I say, okay, I'm going to text you over a link right now. Download this. Mm-hmm. And I do the gift account walkthrough on the phone with them. So once they download the app, I say, go ahead and open it up. Click on, I want you to send a card to somebody you love that needs to hear from you, blah, 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 blah. I just walk them through it on the phone. Because once it's out of your hands, it's out of control. Right. So I like the old gift account walkthrough method where we get on the phone, but I don't like doing it on a computer. I like doing it on the phone now because I can do that from anywhere. But if I call them up and they say, well, what's this app? I said, well, man, I got this cool app I need to show you. It's the Send Out Cards app, but I can't do it right now if you don't have time. I need about 15 minutes of your time. Okay, so 8 o'clock tonight? Okay. You call me at 8 o'clock. I'm going to clear my calendar and put you on there. You call me at 8 o'clock and I'll show you this cool app. In the meantime, I got like 3 other people to show this to. And they're like, what is this? So they call you or they don't call you. Either way, you're still in control. Anyway, I'll leave that alone.
I like that.
So to the Jordan thing.
Your high knee's a little smaller.
Well, I actually had Rob, Marty, and Todd. Marty and Todd went to Atlanta with me, and they were there when I won the 15-minute call. And of course, Rob, he's always with me. So I had them on the call. And Jordan, yeah, and Jordan calls me, and I switch over and I say, "Hey, Jordan, Steve," and he says, you know, I'm a little early. Can we do this? I was like, sure. I said, hey, real quick though, I've got 3 of my guys on the phone here, Todd and Marty. They were in Atlanta, and they really thought a lot of what you said and wanted to be on the call, and I think it's great. And then of course Rob, I said, Rob's on. Yeah. So he said, but listen, he said, I didn't plan a team training call. This is more of a coaching call, a one-on-one. And I said, well, if it's okay with you, I'd like to just, you know, switch back over, introduce them, and just have them mute their phone, and then we talk. He said, now listen, he said, I'm going to ask you some questions about your business that you may or may not want to share. And I said, well, what are you talking about? He said, I'm going to ask you how long you've been in, how many you've sponsored, what your rank is. And he said, you know, I'm going to drill down. I said, listen, these guys, I'm an open book when it comes to my business with these guys. I think it'd be good for them to hear it. He said, okay. So we switched back over, and that's where he started. You know, we started talking. He asked me a little bit about where I'm at, what I'm doing. And he said, how long you been in? I said, about 4.5 years. And he said, how many people have you enrolled? And I said, well, I'm senior manager, and I had to personally enroll around 15 or 16 to get the senior manager because of the amount of time it took to get there. And he said, so how many have you enrolled as a senior manager? And I said, none yet, because I said I became a senior manager in February this year, and I just kind of quit. I lost my momentum, lost my steam, whatever excuse, you know, I had to mow the grass, whatever. Any excuse works at this point. Mm-hmm. So I said, I'm not making excuses, but that's where I'm at. He said, well, I'm just going to tell you, he said, enrolling 15 people in 4.5 years is pretty lame. He said, I'm just going to tell you, that's pretty lame. And he says, I don't know how you feel about that, but he says, you're not going to make it if that's as fast as you're going to move in this. And I mean, I knew that, but to hear that from him, man, it really stung. And I'm thinking, daggone, I should have hung up those other guys. Now they're listening on here. But so anyway, a couple of things he said, you need to enroll 15 people in the next 6 months. He said, now to do that, he said, what you need to be doing is showing 5 people a week the app, 1 person a day. He said, he says, you're part-time, basically. You're not working at full-time. Shoot for 1 a day. He said, that's 5 a week. That's either 1 a day or that's 5 on Saturday. Mm-hmm. However you want to do it. He said, that's the pace you need to move at. He said, that will put you with 1 or 2 people a month enrolling. He said, listen, I've been doing this for 10 years. And he said, I've enrolled approximately 1 to 2 to 3 people a month for 10 years. Mm-hmm. He said, that's all I've done. And he said, I've got, you know, the biggest team and send out cards, and that's all I've done. I've not done anything that you can't do. He said, except I set up appointments and I just enroll and I just show it to, you know, that many people. So one thing he did, Todd Falcone, he said, you need to go listen to Todd Falcone's last video that he put up, and it's on Todd Falcone's Facebook page. It's called, what is it? Well,
the one he just did the other day.
The one he just did on the 31st. It's about killing your business or something. Anyway, you just go look for it. You'll see it. It's only like 5 minutes or 8 minutes. And it's a really good one. And I went and listened to it, and it talked about a guy that had been in a business for 10 years and he'd only enrolled 40 people. He's like, dude, you're not doing anything. And so it kind of relates back. Let's see here. Another point he made, he said, so, you know, and I told him, I said, well, listen, you know, he said, so where are you at? I said, well, I work with my dad. He'll be 73 this year. And I enjoy doing that because I want to spend time with him. We own our electrical business. I said, I've got some rental property, and then I do send out cards, and I got a couple different places that money comes in. So that's not my driving reason for send out cards is to generate an income. And he said, so what is that? So I like the time freedom. He says, well, do you have time freedom now? I said, yeah, mostly. I said, I can kind of get up when I want to and go to bed when I want to and do what I want to. He said, that's a problem. He said, you need to find out and figure out what your why is. And, you know, he said, it's cliche, and you've heard the why that makes you cry. He said, but that's what you're going to have to do. He says, you need to figure out what your core, what's going to cause you to jump out of bed and make sure that you show this to 5 people a week, every week, so that you can start enrolling 2 to 3 people a month. And he said, you know, some people, it's the pain of not having the money, or it's the pain of not having the time, or there's some kind of pain. He says, you don't have any pain. And he says, it's because you're comfortable. And he said, now I don't want to get, you know, he didn't really say it like this, but he kind of said, like, I don't want to get really personal and stuff like that. But he said, what's going to happen in 2 years? Your dad's 73. You guys are working together. Are you going to take over the business in 2 years or 5 years or 10 years, however long the time is that he withdraws from the business or whatever happens? Are you going to take that over? And I said, no, without even thinking, no. And he said, wow, you didn't have to think about that very long. I said, well, let me rephrase that. I'm not going to take it over and run it at the capacity we're running at now. He's a key player. It'll be there at some point. He said, so your income's going to go down is what I'm getting at. I said, drastically. He said, so now is the time to be building your send out cards business to take up that slack.
Right.
Right.
And so one of the things, I mean, it was tough. I mean, he wasn't brutal, but he was very blunt to the point. And this is something I hadn't heard Jordan do. But I really appreciated it, of course. So I don't know if you saw my Facebook post. I got the miracle morning I'm going to read. I'm going to start getting my rear end gear and getting out of bed earlier and get more time in my day to do the things that I know I need to be doing. And that's taking care of my health, taking care of my family relationships, taking care of my send out card business, you know, all the stuff that fits into those blocks.
Right.
You know, so he's kind of kicked me in the pants here, and it went for 45 minutes. It was a 15-minute call, and he said, "I'm driving to a scheduled workout. As long as we, you know, need to talk, we'll talk." So it was like 45 minutes, and when we're done, he said, "You know, feel free to call and follow up with me on your success, you know, in a month or two or whatever."
Oh, perfect.
So now that's
spotlight on you. You've got to have success. You can call him back.
That's it. That's exactly right. So, you know, this is the make or break time. If I don't do anything, I'm definitely not going to call him back. Hey, buddy, I didn't do nothing.
Yeah.
You know, that's at that level. People just like, well, you know, I can't spend time with people who don't do anything. So, I have sat down and I've begun through the process of figuring out what it is that makes me tick and what I need to be doing to motivate me again, to get excited about getting out of bed and talking to the people and doing the work, because everybody has a different story, and my story is different than your story and what have you. And what motivates Sue doesn't motivate me, and vice versa. And Sue and I have talked about that. We talked today, and I appreciate her, some of the words she said to me today. She was kind, you know, she wasn't mean.
Well, I figured there wasn't that much ass left. So.
Yeah, I mean, he chewed on me pretty good.
No point
But basically, he didn't say anything to me that all of us don't already know. We know what we need to do. And he didn't tell me, like, here's my secret thing that I do to enroll all these people. He says, you got the app on your phone? I'm like, of course, Jordan. He says, you know how to use the share button? I said, of course. And he says, so how are you showing this to people? And I told him, just like I told Woody, if I would you and sharing an app. He said, okay, so you're doing the same thing I'm doing. He says, you just need to go do it.
You're just not doing them.
I'm just not doing it.
Yeah.
So it was good.
Yeah, Steve
So
said
if you ever, here's the thing.
So
You-
much.
Do what?
And
I'm
I'm
sorry.
going, but how are you going to feel when all of us are posting our pictures on Facebook and you're not there?
Right.
So besides, we all want to introduce our spouses to each
Yeah,
other.
I'm not going to Cancun without you and Amy. That's a deal.
You got to meet my husband. I got to meet your wife. So you got to come.
Right. It's I lost my train of thought there, but it's okay. I know. Jordan basically told me this, and it wasn't like an open-ended thing, but he said, you know, you don't have to win a 15-minute coaching call to reach out to me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
True story.
if in your heart you truly believe that that's what you got to have to kickstart you, I encourage you to shoot him an email or shoot him a text and set up a call. You know, we kind of put him up on that pedestal because, you know, he's like the top dog, but we're all in his business, and our success is what he wants. You know, he wants us all to be successful if we're truly going to put in the work. Right. So I kind of took it as, you know, if I don't do anything here, then I'm kind of washed out. He's not going to have nothing to do with me. And that's just kind of how I think my ego works. Now, if I go to work and I show up and and I do the deal, and I do what I'm supposed to and put numbers on the board, and I'm thinking he's going to look down and say, hey, he's doing what I asked him to do. He's doing the thing. So I think that's a little bit about what motivates me, and I think it is a good twist of ego, male ego maybe, or just human ego, but because a lot of times we look at ego as being a negative thing, but I was talking to Sue about this today, and looking at using the positive twist on ego and recognition as a driving factor to get out and do it. So I took too much time, so I'm sorry.
No, you
It's
didn't. It was
okay. It was great. It was worth it, and I don't care that we went over time.
Yeah.
So
I think that's all I had here. He gave me some tips on my realtor meeting. And real quick, let me just run by that real quick. Okay.
Yeah.
So I told him I'm having a realtor meeting on Monday, and he said, "So what have you done so far?" I said, "Well, I'm proud to tell you that I had a list of 42 people that I had met through the realtor meeting, realtors and all these people. I sent them all a card as an invite to it, and said I got some new tools. Want to run by you and show you, blah blah blah. Hope to see you there. I already launched those out last week." He said, "That's good." He said, "Now you need to show up at that meeting with a one-page sheet, just a one sheet and one page that has like 3 realtor testimonials on it. And I've already I've started putting that together now, and you can hand that out and they can take that with them. And then after the meeting, you can put that on a card, maybe make 3 cards up in a campaign and put each of those testimonials on a card and drip it on them. So that brings you back to that meeting. And then he said, of course, do the room shot and make the card and show the app. But he said that was important. Then he said, the lady that invited you to this original realtor group meeting, he said, what have you done for her? I'm like, well, I sent her a couple cards and she's a customer. He said, have you taken her out to dinner and just don't talk business, just sit down and ask her how her real estate business is going? Just don't go with an intent to get. And I said, that's a good thing. So just as soon as we got off the call, I texted her and said, hey, when can we have lunch? So we had lunch today.
Awesome.
And so we got there, and I said, hey, listen, I'm buying your lunch. No questions asked, or I'm leaving. She says, I'm not going to argue. So I bought her lunch, and we just sat and chit-chatted. And she was telling me, kind of unloaded on me about where her real estate business is and where it's going. And she says she's wanting to use the cards and not sure. And I said, well, if you want me to, I'll show you how the app works now. So we did that, and I sent her. I did the selfie and sent her a card with brownies. And then I said, I also want to show you these other cards, these campaigns. I said, and I can help you set some campaigns up where you can just get to them from your phone. I said, but watch this, how fast this is. And I hit the card and the campaign and stuck her picture and it hit send. She's like, you go out and meet somebody to get a new listing. I said, it's real easy. Just say, hey, I'd love to get your picture. Whatever it is, look forward to working with you. I'm going to grab our picture here. And then when you get in the car, just send them that card. You can have one pre-made with your signature and everything in it. It's gone. And I said, you need to think about sending cards to celebrate the things in life, the events and the people, not necessarily your business, because realtors are really business oriented as far as branding. I said, just like we did today, anytime you meet with somebody, just send them a thank you card. Hey, it was great meeting with you. You don't have to put brownies in it if you don't want to. Just spend $1 on somebody. And I said, if you keep doing that over and over and over, your network's going to grow. And I said, my network has grown. And I've talked to a lot of other people who are doing the same thing. They're just celebrating when they meet people because they realize life's too short. And they just grab a picture and put it on a card and send it. She says, I'm going to start doing that. So, but I told her, listen, I appreciate you. I appreciate you bringing me into that group because, I would never have been able to associate with those types of people. And from that has I have grown. And I said, I really want to thank you. I've grown. I told her, I said, I've grown in the networking arena and the public speaking arena because I get in front of people. And I've met a couple of really great realtors that I've now partnered with that are helping me buy investment rental properties. So out of that group, she was the kingpin, I guess, to introduce me to all those people. And she said, well, I had no idea about that. So it was a really good meeting.
That's great. That's great.
So today is the deal. So be fun.
Very good.
And I'm sorry I ran over.
No, it's fine. I think it was all stuff we really can use.
Yeah.
That's what we
Glad
want.
to hear it. Really glad to hear it.
Yeah. So, Well, to recap, remember, send yourselves some samples of those holiday cards. Reach out to at least one business this week and show them the bundle. And we'll see you all next week.
See you next Thursday.
Yeah.
All right.
Thanks
Bye,
for
guys.
joining us, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you, Tracy. You too.
Bye.
Bye,
Bye.
Pam.